Hello everyone, this is a little bit different than a motovlog today. Obviously, today I want to do something a little different that a lot of other motovloggers do, and that's to go over my motovlog setup, give you some tips and trips that I've learned in past the 4.5 years of doing motovlog. So my current setup that I actually have right now is a GoPro Hero 8 Black with a media mod with a Purple Panda wired mic. What I'm filming this on may not be the best audio or the best video, but it's just on my B camera, my GoPro Hero 4 Silver that I've had for pretty much ever since about after my first year doing motovlog stuff. Some of this stuff might be redundant, but I feel like I give my take on this, what I've learned. Maybe this helps somebody out if you're wanting to start motovlog or get an idea of where to start. First of all, this helmet is a Shoei RF 1200 full face helmet, obviously. This does have a translucent auto darkening shield. Fantastic shield. Don't know if it's worth 150, 160 bucks, but it served me well on not only this RF 1200, but my one previous before that. So, you know, the visor is probably at least 4 years old by now, still working like a champ. So on a motovlog setup, I found one place on Amazon, and I'll try to do my best to find a link in the description. There's not very many things that use ND filters. What I use here for the media mod and the GoPro Hero 8 both, most are just GoPro Hero 8 with just a regular frame and nothing else, but this actually has adhesive that sticks to the lens, and these ND filters comes with 3 in a pack, an 8 and a 16, I believe a 24 or 32, I don't remember exactly off the top of my head, but the 8 works really good for full bright sunlight in the summer. Not ever tried the darker one. I might one of these days, but the 8 works good enough for me, so whatever. Excuse me, but that's one thing that a lot of people that I've noticed that's helped my video a lot, especially when the sun, you're riding into the sun as the sun's going down, or if the sun's right above you, or almost say like 3 o'clock position where it's not quite in your face, it's pretty close. It really helps to not wash out the video, and it does make, once everything's in bloom, all your greens and all your trees and all the lush stuff in the late, at least in my area, from the late spring to the full bloom summer, really makes your video look more vivid and more much better, even without having to do any color grading. My videos, I don't bother with any color grading because I'm not really photographer based. I just want to put out good motovlog. My thing, what I try to do is concentrate on the best audio experience. So I'll go over a few tips and tricks, and I'll go over a little bit this arm setup. Basically, these are 3 extensions. One here at the bottom of my finger is, one in the middle to where you see this second bolt here, and then another one here. I have my GoPro mounted this way with some stuff called Suguru. It's basically like a Play-Doh that molds and hardens once it cures, say for 24 hours, and then you're fine. Put 3 packs on my Shoei RF 1200 helmet, and it's definitely not flat where I have this mounted at all. And I've had this set up on here now for the Suguru. Instead of trying to layer up the GoPro tape or find a curved mount that works, this is really just the standard GoPro curved mount. Put several packs of Suguru on there, or squish it down before it dries. Obviously you want to try to smooth this edge down. Mine's a little globby, but I wanted more stronger hold than versus really worrying about what it looks like, because once the helmet's on your head, you can't see it. But I wanted to make sure there's no wiggling or none of that, and it's rock solid. Another thing too, I can give you a tip that I've learned with the GoPro Hero 8 Black, especially with the media mod, or the GoPro Hero media mod and the black, you have to move the feet in, and they fold up flat this way to be able to get it in and out of this media mod case. So what I found is, may or may not be able to see this on video, but where this arm mounts, and where you have 3 pieces here on my mount that I use, and all the GoPro stuff is this way, and then you have 2 where it sandwiches between. I literally play with angle on my new setup that I've only used since February of 2021. And what I did was, once I found the angle I wanted, I took a Sylvie Sharpie, any kind of marker, especially like silver or something vibrant that really stick out in the black, and I literally just put a mark all the way across. And then when you have, because you have to take this screw off and move the ears up and reposition every time to change the battery or get the SD card or anything with the setup, which is a little bit of a pain. But once you get used to it, it's not that big of a deal. But if you mark this angle all the way across, and you get it really close as far as being even, where it makes one line, you'll be really, really close on your angle, and you literally, it'll be, and eventually this will wear off, but you know, every few months, I think I've only touched it up once in 6 months, to take that Sharpie again before it gets too hard to see or not know where you're at. Mark that, you're good to go. I have a 90 plug-in on the back of my medium mod, and just a little short extension, you know, say 8 or 9 inches long. Because on my medium mod, I have it tucked up underneath this cheek pad under this emergency release system. And so when I'm not motovlogging, I can unplug that, and it's really easy, and the wire doesn't move and get bunched up around your cheek, your face, or any of that, and it's pretty painless that way. That way works pretty good for me for some trial and error. One thing I can say, especially with a full face helmet, make sure to have two things. Make sure the chin vent is closed while you're doing motovlog stuff, and make sure you run a chin curtain. Even if it's hot in the summertime, I know it sucks, but it doesn't make that much difference. When it's hot, it's hot. It doesn't really matter that much or make that much difference to me. But literally, my wired mic, Purple Panda, like I said, it has one, your Purple Panda will come with a dead cat, real fuzzy looking big thing. And I tried that for a little while, but I wasn't really happy with the results. To get it really close to my mouth, it was always tickling my face and stuff like that. So what I did, these Purple Panda mics, they'll come with a kind of a foam piece that goes right over it, and this is actually a foam piece on my helmet that goes over that. So it has two of those foam pieces on it, similar like what you see with a Cena, like a boom mic or something like that, where it fits over it. And you're gonna have to play with your audio settings, because the key to, I think, to motovlogging, at least this way, I've been picky about this on my channel, you have to have good, clean audio, hear voice good, hear the bike good, hear outside noises, cars, other bikes riding by, stuff like that, and to very, very, very little wind noise, if none at all. And you'll just have to play with it a little bit here and there. What I basically have, my mic is here on the left side. It's about an inch in front of the cheek pad, but it's not right at my mouth. It's probably like, say, for instance, if you had a goatee and where that mustache part meets your chin, it's right there, right in that corner, kind of maybe a half inch above my mouth, but about a half inch back to the left. And it doesn't matter which side you choose to do that on, whatever works best for you. But since these Purple Pandas, a lot of these wired mics, they come with a lot of excess. Mine, like I said, is right there, that plug. And I literally ran it around to where the mic was coming out, and then I tucked the excess back here beside this part of your helmet, where you're really not going to feel it that much against your head, and try to make it as flat as possible. One thing I can't tell you with doing all the wire stuff like that, if you get anything by these ear pockets, like especially running a Cena or even your wire stuff, you're going to try to roll it around the neck roll here and keep it away from anything that you're going to feel, any kind of big connector or any adapter. Whether how small it is very, very uncomfortable even after 5 or 10 minutes, trust me. But even your speakers, you may or may not be able to see in my helmet. I have the Cardo Pack Talk Black, which is same as a Pack Talk Bowl, it's just black. Comes with another year warranty and a little bit bigger speakers, but it works really well. Biggest thing I've noticed with Cardo, I've using it since March of 2020. It's now almost July now of recording this. Is the voice control stuff is absolutely incredible. You got volume, you just say, hey Cardo, volume up, volume down, hey Cardo, next track, previous track, radio on, music on, volume up. Pretty much only time I ever touch the unit itself is to turn it on and turn it off. It even give you battery status and percentage, not just low, medium, high. It's completely 100% waterproof, which Cenas are not. Even though I did have a Cena 10S and it served me well for 2.5 years, Cardo is much better in my opinion. But that's my opinion. Another thing that might help y'all out as far as recording, to keep from looking in the mirror, they're not real cheap. You know, they're anywhere from 50 to 80 bucks. It depends on which one you buy and where you buy it. I use a GoPro Hero, not Hero, sorry, a GoPro Smart Remote, the one with 3 buttons, and that is paired to my Hero 8 Black. And what I'll do is that way allows you to, one, this blinking light here, you can tell when the camera's on, the camera battery life, if it starts to get low, gives you a warning, and how long you've been recording. And I'm using what I use now, excuse me, on my B camera, on my Hero 4 Silver. I can turn both cameras on simultaneously. I just have to turn the wireless on the camera, and hit record, and boom, they're both recording at the same time. That makes editing for me, if you use 2 cameras, much easier, because they both start record at the same time and stop at the same time. That way you're not trying to line up tracks and stuff. But what I do on my A and B camera, I only use audio from the Hero 8 Black with a medium mod and nothing from the B camera, because that audio would be useless. But I hope all this helps somebody. If it does, great. If there's any questions, comments, suggestions, anything you want to add, whatever, feel free to comment down below. Subscribe if you've not already done so. Leave a like on the video, and if this helps you, great. If not, I did my best to try to help anybody out. Like I said, this is, and the audio thing, you really have to do a playing around game depending on your bike or setup. I ride a 2016 Yamaha FJR 1300 currently, and that bike's got a pretty big fairing, so I get some wind noise issue, but not very much. So I probably have a little bit less than, say, somebody rides a sport bike or naked bike or something like that. But the main key you want to do in a motovlog, no matter how strenuous and aggravating what you want to do, you need to get your audio the best you can. Because I, for one, if I can't stand somebody's audio, if I can't hear the voice, have too much wind noise, I just won't. I'll stop watching the video, because it's kind of annoying. You want to feel like you're a part of them riding, but you don't want to get all the negatives, if that makes sense. So do your best. If you're new to motovlogging, do your best to get your audio perfect. It's going to take some trial and error, but